Hey everybody, this is DFM, and today I wanted to do a reaction video to another TikTok compilation. Yes, I'm on a roll with it. Roll with it. The name of the video today is LGBTQ plus TikToks for some queer and trans joy. As always, please check out my socials, DFM official on all platforms. Thank you very much, and let's go.
Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
Hey. Yes. I'm a fur mama.
I love gay people. So what about you guys?
Yeah.
You guys homophobic?
Yeah. I mean, when you go to family events, just, when you're queer, people aren't always going to understand you. And that's just a fact of life. People aren't always going to be respectful. People aren't always going to be loving. I've been very fortunate to not have that experience where it's been completely catastrophic. Hang in there if things don't go too well. It's just a fact of life sometimes.
The Fitness Gram Pacer test is a multi-stage.
Why not?
That is the reductionist stereotype that puts people like me in little boxes. You chose the right box, though, I will admit.
If people said that to you, just tell them, no, you can just use they. That's a word, too. It's not a noun. It's a descriptor. You can use it. I know. People are such assholes out here, aren't they?
What's your favorite color, Nick?
Blue? No, green.
Awesome. I love learning about you.
I fucked up. It's yellow.
I have a piss kink. SpongeBob, that is fucking disgusting. Me too.
I don't know about that.
Oh no, transgender communists are gonna come eat your children. There are bigger fish to fry. I can't stop eating fucking English muffins. You fucking...
Yeah. Who's down for communism? That's been a topic, like talking about communism versus capitalism. Is it such a bad idea that we can be equal? I've heard many a conversation to that extent.
My blind husband in plain sight.
Paul, come here real quick. Yes, what do you need? Where? Matthew. Paul, have you seen my phone anywhere? Matthew? Hey Siri, call Paul. Oh my God! What are you doing? Thank
Poor
you for
thing.
making it so easy to hide it.
No.
Hey y'all, it's your trans older brother, here to say Happy Pride Month.
Hey.
This is for all my siblings out there who aren't able to celebrate Pride the way they want to this year.
Yes.
Whether it's because you don't feel safe, or there's nothing around you, or because you haven't come out yet, it doesn't make you any less queer or your celebration any less joyful. After the year we've all been through, just getting out of bed is a Pride parade. Doing what you need to do to keep yourself safe, to keep yourself alive, to celebrate as many prides as possible,
Yes.
That's the priority.
Yes.
But I want you to know that I see you. And I'm proud of you.
Me too.
I've been where you are.
Yes.
I have celebrated a pride parade of one in my bedroom. It's not always going to be like this. I promise.
That's an important thing to kind of say, is that us being out here every single day is a movement in and of itself. For us to express ourselves, to be out here in the community, to be visible, seen, and heard. Sometimes just being queer and walking out the door. That, to me, says a lot for anybody.
When you have a panic attack in the staff room at this time of year, it's supposed to be because of something like your kids are graduating or you're stressed for finals, not because the state on the other side of the country has passed a slate of bills that effectively wipe out transgender teachers like me. When going back into the closet isn't even an option and you ban us from bathrooms and prohibit us from sharing our pronouns, you are effectively banning trans teachers. Florida, which is of course the place that I'm talking about, is also set to host 6,000 teachers at our largest union gathering and decision-making body of the year. I can't go. I know a lot of trans teachers who can't. We can't safely visit. And even here on the opposite coast, I know what some parents in my community are comfortable saying about me. I hear them. I know the roadblocks that I'm facing trying to provide queer students the space and resources that they deserve. And I am intimately familiar with the stabbing fear that I get whenever a student asks me anything about my life. And it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get harder.
I hope not.
I don't even care that you're not supposed to cry online. I'm really sad. I'm sad for all of us.
I mean, it's like, I feel like there should be far more transgender teachers, obviously. I mean, people who live lives that are hard, that are of a minority group, that are of struggle, that are of challenge. You know yourself. And I think there's no better people to teach than people who have experience in the world. And I'm so sorry. I hope it doesn't get harder. I think that that's a very sad thing to hear.
I'm on T, and so my voice has been changing, even though I don't realize it at all, but sometimes we do pickups and we're like, wait, what? I did my friends, my friend Grant and my friend Adam from College Humor, we made like a movie, and then we did voiceover, and he sent me a screenshot, and he was like, I felt like you would appreciate this. They had to use a voice modifier called Little Altar Boy for my voice because it had deepened so much since shooting.
Wait.
And like, I think it was 2 weeks later. Like, I just was like, I don't think it's changing that much. But like, all of our producers just fell on the ground. Myself. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah. That's big news. I know. I'm in confirmation. I'm so proud.
They did you dirty.
For anybody that does not believe in transgender people, that thinks we are delusional, that thinks children should not have access to gender-affirming care. Let me introduce myself. My name is Reed. I am a student at the University of Virginia. I'm 20 years old. I transitioned when I was 12. Okay? And that sounds scary to people. But what that really meant is that I grew out my hair. I changed my clothes. I changed the pronouns that I asked people to refer to me as. And I started hormone blockers to give me more time.
Yeah.
Right? That's all it was.
I mean, really.
That's the entire
you look
process,
great,
you know?
too.
Like, it took 2 years before I did anything permanent to my body, right? Like, 2 years before I started estrogen.
Take time.
And I'm so truly sorry that we did not consult you in that doctor's appointment. I'm sorry we didn't ask for your permission beforehand. Like, really? Are bad. But the circumstances were pretty high stakes. You know, like, I was a miserable kid.
Come on.
Miserable. Because anytime I would leave my house, people would harass me. They would mock me. They would ridicule me. Because I was like a very obviously queer little boy.
Yeah.
That's what people saw when they looked at me. And that was not the person that I was on the inside.
Right.
Okay? Like, I just knew I was a girl. In the same way that anybody else knows that they're a boy or a girl or non-binary, right? Like, it's just something different than, like, biological sex.
Absolutely.
I get that I will never be able to convince you of that, but that's what it was. Like, I'm telling you, that's what I felt.
Yes.
And you weren't there, right? You didn't grow up with me. You weren't my parents. You didn't spend 12 years getting to know me as a kid in order to know that this was the best possible course of action for my survival. Okay? You weren't there. You weren't in rural South Carolina when parents would come to my principal and complain that I was turning their kids gay. Okay? You weren't there when I got dressed up, taken away for the entire class when I was 4 years old because I like to dress up as a girl of my own free will.
Wow.
Yeah, I remember that. Fuck you, Deborah. You were the worst preschool teacher ever. Sorry. A little off topic.
Hey.
But, like, you weren't there. You don't know me. You don't know anything about my life. And just because of your lack of knowledge, your lack of experience with me and, like, my needs as a kid and my needs now as an adult trans woman, like, you don't get to, like, retroactively impose limits on that. Like, you don't get to take away my estrogen now just because you, like, happen to care now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And, like, if you've never met me, you don't get to comment on my life experiences. You don't get to, like, make up restrictions to impose. Okay? Like, you haven't lived it. If you can't understand why I would, like, make these decisions, why my parents would.
And I think that that's such an important point. I think it's such an important point when you look at the kids and the youth, mental health. I personally do not view myself as transgender, so I cannot share the similar experience that she had. But it sounds completely devastating. Completely devastating. I cannot imagine one of the things that she's saying. It would be completely hurtful. I can't imagine all the people that have offed themselves just because society not wanting them to be them. And again, I say this all the time. Why does that seem like in every single country, every single culture, that there is some sort of hate that's unnecessary as F? And everybody knows it. Sweep it under the rug and we don't do anything. But, you know, we're getting there. People like me are fighting every single day. Hence the importance of us being out here, showing ourselves, being proof, living
Honestly,
proof.
don't understand what's going on.
And a lot of those people don't understand evolution either. So we kind of have to look into, like, who is saying these things. So that is it. And that was fun. You know, there's a lot of queer resources in there, and I think that's so important. Like, if you're a queer content creator, a queer artist, make sure that you share the love, share the word, just share resources, you know? There's so many people who are out there who are lonely, who need help, who want examples, who want to see people that are like them out there in the world, living, breathing. Every day we wake up as queer people, as people of color, for God's sakes, as minorities, we are challenging the hate in the world. You know what I mean? So, I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.